The lights go out. 20 armed officers are trapped inside a 15-story building crawling with criminals, and the man in charge has just announced a reward for anyone who kills them. There is no backup coming. No one even knows they're here. Every hallway, every stairwell, every dark apartment could be hiding someone waiting to kill them for the price of a free room. This is how deep the trap goes in the raid, redemption, and by the end, almost none of these men will make it out alive. Before the chaos begins, we meet Rama, a quiet, disciplined officer trained in the brutal martial art of silence. In the early morning darkness, he kneels to pray, then moves through a slow, focused training routine, preparing his body and mind for something big. Before he leaves home, he sits with his pregnant wife, who is still lying in bed, and gives her a gentle goodbye. Then he visits his father and makes one strange, heavy promise: he will bring someone home. We don't know who yet, but the way he says it tells us this mission means far more to him than just another day of police work. Rama joins a 20-man SWAT team assembling in a van before dawn, including officers Bao and Daegu, Sergeant Jaka, and their commanding officer, Lieutenant Wahyu. Their target is a rundown apartment tower buried in the slums of Jakarta, run by a crime lord named Tama Riyadi. Tama doesn't just live there. He owns the entire building and rents out rooms to criminals as a safe haven, protected from the police in exchange for loyalty and cash. Backing him up are two dangerous lieutenants, the cold, calculating Andy, and a terrifying enforcer known only as Mad Dog. The team is briefed that these two men are the biggest threats inside, alongside Tama himself. Nobody on the team suspects yet just how badly this mission has been set up to fail. The team moves in before sunrise, slipping past a half-asleep guard watching television and quietly taking down tenants floor by floor as they climb. For a while, it's going smoothly. Too smoothly. Along the way, they burst into one apartment and forcefully detain a man who turns out to be completely innocent, just a scared tenant trying to bring medicine home to his sick wife. It's a small moment, but it plants an important seed. Not everyone living in this building is a hardened criminal, and the police storming through aren't as clean or careful as they claim to be. As the team pushes higher, a young lookout on the 6th floor spots them and quietly signals another boy stationed nearby. One of the officers panics and shoots the first boy dead before he can raise the alarm. But it's too late. The second lookout has already seen enough, and he sounds the alarm through the building. The element of surprise is gone, and the real nightmare is about to begin. Tama, watching calmly from his office, gives the order to call in reinforcements from every floor. Snipers positioned in a building across the street pick off the two officers guarding the perimeter outside. Gunmen storm the parked SWAT van and kill the two men left waiting inside it. Then, floor by floor, armed criminals ambush the police, who are still working their way up through the lower levels. In a matter of minutes, most of the 20-man team is wiped out. Tama cuts the power to the stairwell, plunging the building into darkness, and gets on the internal PA system to address every tenant at once. His message is simple and chilling. Whoever kills the trapped police officers will be granted free permanent residence in the building for life. Suddenly, every criminal inside the tower has a personal reason to hunt down the survivors. The remaining officers are ambushed from above and below at the same time, and their numbers shrink fast in the darkness. In the middle of the chaos, the team's commanding officer, Lieutenant Wahyu, is forced to admit a horrifying truth to Sergeant Jaka. This whole raid was his idea from the start. He orchestrated it because Tama has evidence linking him, and several other high-ranking officers, to years of corruption, and he wanted Tama silenced for good. Worse, the mission was never officially approved by police command. Nobody outside this building knows where they are, and no reinforcements are ever coming to help them. With more armed thugs closing in from below, the survivors retreat into an empty apartment and smash a hole through the floor with an axe to escape downward. During the scramble, Bao is shot and badly wounded, slowing the group down at the worst possible moment. Cornered with attackers approaching fast, Rama grabs a small propane tank from under a kitchen sink and rigs it into a makeshift explosive. The blast tears through the wave of goons chasing them, buying the group just enough time to keep moving before even more men arrive from below. Now scattered and desperate, the surviving team splits into two groups. Jaka, Wahyu, and another officer named Daegu retreat down to the 5th floor. Rama, carrying the badly injured Bao, pushes upward toward the 7th floor, searching for anywhere to hide. They reach an apartment and beg the terrified tenant inside for help, the very same man they wrongly roughed up earlier in the raid. Despite his wife's frightened protests, the man reluctantly agrees, hiding both officers inside a secret space built into the wall. Moments later, A gang of machete-wielding thugs storms into the apartment, tearing the place apart looking for them, but the hidden officers go undiscovered. Once Bao is stabilized and left safely with the couple, Rama heads back out alone to find the rest of his team. Almost immediately, he runs into the same machete gang again, this time in a narrow, cluttered hallway with nowhere to retreat. There's no hiding this time. After killing one member and losing his own weapon in the struggle, he's forced to fight off the rest of them with nothing but his bare hands, dodging blade after blade in tight quarters. In a long, brutal, exhausting battle, he takes them down one by one, finally overpowering their leader and using the man's own body to smash through a window, sending them both crashing 3 stories down onto a fire escape below. Somehow, battered but alive, Rama survives the fall. Bruised and exhausted, he keeps moving through the building and comes face to face with Andy, who has just killed 2 of Tama's men inside an elevator without hesitation. In a gut punch reveal, we learn that Andy is Rama's own brother, deeply embedded inside Tama's criminal organization. Rama's real reason for joining this suicide mission becomes clear. He came here to find Andy and bring him home, exactly as he promised their father before leaving that morning. Rama begs his brother to walk away with him right now. Andy refuses. He says he's built too much of a life here to simply abandon it, and Rama reluctantly agrees to keep searching for his teammates instead of forcing the issue. Meanwhile, Jaka's group is finally caught by Mad Dog. Wahyu immediately runs, ordering Daegu to chase after him, and leaving Jaka alone to face the enforcer by himself. Instead of simply shooting him, Mad Dog challenges Jaka to a hand-to-hand fight, treating it almost like sport. After a vicious, exhausting struggle, Mad Dog finally overpowers and kills him. Mad Dog drags Jaka's lifeless body to the elevator, where he crosses paths with Andy. Upstairs, Tama has been watching the entire building through his network of security cameras and grows suspicious that Andy helped the police survive this long. Furious, but still not fully understanding the depth of the betrayal, Tama stabs Andy through the hand as punishment and hands him over to Mad Dog to be dealt with. Rama regroups with Wahyu and Daegu, and together the 3 of them fight their way through a drug lab on the way up toward Tama's floor. But when Rama spots Andy being savagely beaten by Mad Dog nearby, he breaks off from the group to save his brother, leaving Wahyu and Daegu to press on alone toward Tama. Mad Dog frees Andy from his restraints and calmly agrees to fight both brothers at once, almost as if he welcomes the challenge instead of fearing it. What follows is the film's most grueling, drawn-out fight. Mad Dog dominates for long stretches, overpowering both men individually with brutal precision, throwing them into walls and furniture as the apartment around them gets torn apart. But the brothers' combined skill and coordination slowly start to wear him down, and for the first time in the film, he starts to look genuinely tired. Just when it looks like he might finally finish Rama off for good, Andy drives a shard of broken glass into Mad Dog's neck from behind. Weakened and bleeding out, Mad Dog finally falls to the 2 brothers fighting together, ending the deadliest threat in the entire building. Elsewhere in the building, Wahyu and Daegu finally corner Tama in his office, and without any warning, Wahyu turns his gun on Daegu, killing his own teammate without a second of hesitation. It's a gut-wrenching betrayal after everything Daegu has survived to get there. Wahyu then takes Tama hostage at gunpoint, hoping to use him as leverage to escape the building alive. But Tama, completely unbothered by the threat, calmly reveals an awful truth. He knew this raid was coming long before it started. Wahyu's own corrupt superiors set this entire operation up as a trap from day one, and even if Wahyu somehow escapes the building alive, they already planned to have him killed afterward, just to bury the evidence for good. Cornered and out of options, Wahyu shoots Tama dead in a panic, then turns the gun on himself, ready to end it all, only to discover he's completely out of bullets. It's a bleak, ironic moment. The man who orchestrated this entire massacre can't even control the ending of his own story. With Tama finally dead, Andy uses his remaining influence over the building's tenants to let Rama walk out safely, carrying Bao and escorting a shaken, defeated Wahyu. As they make their way out, the tenant who sheltered Bao earlier watches quietly from his window with a small, satisfied smile, a quiet sign that not everyone trapped in this building was lost to the violence around them. Before Rama leaves for good, Andy hands him something far more valuable than any weapon, a stash of recordings Tama secretly made over the years, capturing corrupt police officers taking bribes, evidence that could finally expose the rot inside the department that set this entire tragedy in motion. Rama makes one last plea for his brother to come home with him, just as he promised their father he would before this all started. Andy refuses again, telling Rama that as a boss now, he actually has the power to protect his brother from this dangerous world. But Rama, as just another cop, could never do the same for him. Andy turns and slowly walks back into the building, and his expression breaks into a wide, Genuine smile as he disappears inside, fully at peace with his choice. Rama walks away with Wahyu and the badly wounded Bao alive, but heading out into a deeply uncertain future. And that's how the raid redemption comes to an end, not with a clean, satisfying victory, but with exhaustion, devastating loss, and one brother choosing his criminal life over his own family. Out of the 20 officers who entered that building at dawn, only a handful walk out alive, and the corruption that sent them there in the first place is still waiting for them outside. It's a brutal, unforgettable ending to one of the most intense action films ever made. If this recap helped you relive the movie, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one.